If you believe in Bitcoin, it's a buying opportunity, but you can't guarantee that you're catching the bottom. Nobody catches the bottom. It never works that way. No, I'm actually averaging down on a couple of the big market cap names. I mean, one of the challenges, and this is proof now for why we need legislation and policy on crypto, because if we had institutional capital coming in under the market, if they had allocated 50 basis points or 100 basis points to, let's say, Ethereum or Bitcoin, Solana, Polygon, whatever, you would have had a bid. Instead, because we're basically under-owned by institutions, we have tremendous volatility. And we've seen this before. This is not new. It'll, recover eventually, but this is the nature of crypto unregulated. And so my argument is this really should get us focused on policy. Just go back 17 years to a stock called Amazon. It also corrected 38 to 50% every year for 12 years in a row as people tried to figure out what this new entity was. And so there's always tremendous volatility in new and nascent technologies and new markets. And crypto is a new market. I still predict in 10 or 12 years, it'll be the 12th sector of the S&P. There's just too much productivity opportunity here around payment systems and all kinds of other attributes of these blockchain projects that we just don't yet know what the upside is going to be. There's two categories of crypto companies, ones that use leverage and ones that don't. Now, when you have a very volatile asset and you have the fortitude, I'm going to use that word, to use leverage to enhance your returns, you also run the downside risk of what happens when there's a major correction. I would like to see, and I don't want this to happen, but it always gives you a good bottom when you get a large player over-levered that goes to zero. And that always tends to be the beginning of the rebuilding process. So if you have to sacrifice someone who used too much leverage, and it's always leverage that does this, somebody's over-levered, positions are complicated, they're not transparent, they're not liquid, someone's going to zero. I don't know who, but it'll be great for everybody else that survives because everybody will learn from that. And that's what I like about a washout, an event. And I think we're due for one in crypto land. And I don't know who it's going to be, but I guarantee you 100%, I've seen this movie before.
So to that point, how are you navigating this crypto winter for the crypto businesses that you're involved in?
I don't use leverage on crypto because I've seen volatility like this in the past. There are certain assets where I might put leverage on, but it won't be in crypto. I mean, when you see volatility of 50% on an 11-month basis, which we're seeing in Bitcoin, 60%, 20% days on Ethereum, you can't afford to put leverage on that. But, people will learn their lesson. Well, the great news about the crypto economy and even positions like Bitcoin or Ethereum, these are decentralized holdings. It's not just the American investor exposed here. Bitcoin is all around the world. And it's only 880 billion before the correction, which, as you rightly pointed out, is a big nothing burger. And so that's nothing. I mean, even all of crypto under 2 trillion is still nothing in financial services. So there's so much upside to this sector when we do get policy, when we get institutional investors and sovereign wealth involved, then you'll start to see real assets. But, if Bitcoin went down another 20%, it wouldn't really matter because it's spread around everywhere. And most of the holdings are not institutional. For all the excitement about Bitcoin, no institutions own it yet. And that's the decision you have to make at a time like this when you're an investor. I mean, this is an opportunity to say to myself or anybody, look, if I believe in 3 years, 36 months that there'll be policy on Bitcoin, do I want to own it after policy comes and all the institutions start buying it? Or do I want to take a chance and live with some volatility now and buy it here at 24 or 23 or 20,000, whatever it's going to go to? I don't know. But if you believe in Bitcoin, it's a buying opportunity, but you can't guarantee that you're catching the bottom. Nobody catches the bottom. It never works that way. Well, I've spent a lot of time on the Hill in the last 2 months. Here's what I think is going to happen. They're going to pick one thing. They're going to pick one thing and put policy on that. It's going to be stablecoin to start. And the policy there is going to be pretty clear. All the bills say the same thing. They want total transparency. They want an audit every 30 days. They want no duration more than 12 months on any asset holding up the coin. So that means T-bills on average are going to be 7-8 month duration and US dollars backing it. And that's the same kind of rule you're going to find in a Schwab money market or a Fidelity money market or any money market fund with the benefit of all of these systems, once you put policy in place, having the ability to be a payment system. So I would love to see this happen. And the reason I think you'll get policymakers on both sides of the aisles backing this one thing after the midterm elections is this guarantees making the US dollar the currency of default in perpetuity.